What's going on, YouTube? Earlier today, I asked you guys for some questions for a Q&A episode that I was going to do tonight. And when I got home, I had a package from Planet Eclipse. So we're also going to do some mail time. We're going to let the nerd go outside. And then you and I will get down to the questions and opening up some boxes. All right. Question number 1 comes from Pubmaster Drax. What team do you think is the hardest to beat and why? Man, it's an easy question. Right now, Impact is the hardest team to beat. Why? Because they've proven it over and over and over again. They're consistent. They've got a lot of talent on the roster. They play really well together as a team. They understand how to control the pace of a game. They are the hardest team to beat. I don't think there's any question about that, and I don't think anybody would argue with you about that kind of answer. Number 2, Frederick Fajitas. What is the number 1 mistake you see new players doing during a game? There's a couple things that I see new players doing during a game. One is either A, not talking, not communicating with their team, or B, just talking to talk because they've seen it in the videos. A lot of guys have this pounded into their head that you gotta talk, you gotta talk, you gotta talk, but it's not just screaming at the guy next to you and not hearing anything that he has to say. Communication is a conversation. You have to be able to tell your teammates what's going on and listen to what they have to say to you, because without all the information and putting it all together, you're just one guy screaming your head off that's not helping anybody. Chris Todd, any pregame rituals or traditions? Not really. I mean, in the morning, I like to load up on caffeine before we play. I usually take a couple minutes to myself. Todd Martinez comes from that same realm. I was kind of under his wing for a little bit on Vicious. And, I really like to try to visualize how the game is going to break down. Me moving from spot to spot or hitting shots off the break. Visualization helps a lot. Once you can see it in your head, when you see it happening in real life before you, you already know how to make split-second decisions. So, nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. I don't, throw baby powder in the air like LeBron James, or I don't have to eat, yellow Skittles before we play. The only thing that's an absolute must is in the cooler, got to have 2 blue Gatorades. That's it. Russ the Bus, what was your best moment in paintball and worst? Excuse me. Best moment. Probably going to have to be winning the CXBO with Vicious. That's something that we worked really, really hard for. And that was the first time in my pro career that as a team we put something together long enough throughout the span of a season that we were consistent enough to actually take the championship. That's something that I'm super proud of, and we got a gnarly ring from doing it. The worst, I don't think this is a surprise either. I almost lost my eyeball last year. That was the scariest day of my life and some of the most nerve-wracking, painful, scary weeks and months to come after that. I'm still not completely over it as far as recovering, and I've still got a little bit of stuff going on with my eyeball currently, but in time that should pass. But yeah, that was definitely the scariest, worst moment of my paintball career. So that pretty much wraps it up for the couple of Q&A questions. I'm going to do this from time to time. I might even do a per episode question of the episode. That's just something we'll kind of work out as this develops a little bit. But I appreciate you guys sending in your questions. If I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. Feel free to ask in a later episode, and we'll see if we can get to it then. But like I said earlier, showed up from work, and I had a box on my doorstep from Planet Eclipse that I wasn't expecting. So it's kind of like Christmas in February. Let's see what we got going on here. Alright, what do we got going on here? Dog in the shot. First off, Planet Eclipse t-shirt, pretty sweet. Another pair of socks. Looks like a duffel bag. Can never have too many of these flying all the time. Brand new backpack. Check this thing out. Brand new gear bag. It is sweet. Perfect. Well, that about wraps it up for today. I know it's a short one. This was just kind of off the cuff. Had some Q&A stuff going on. And then we got a little bit of stuff in the mail from Planet Eclipse. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to get off here. I've got a brand new gear bag to go pack.